Getting sober and being in a relationship. This seems like a very complex issue. It's not just the alcoholic or the addict situation, but also their better half or their future better half. My name is Mike, and I'm a musician in recovery. I am not a licensed therapist. I'm not a drug and alcohol counselor. I'm just a guy who made it on the other side in one piece that wants to share my experience. What's a relationship like after you get sober? It really depends. When somebody is with another person for a long time, where do you think that goes when the person goes from being toxic to not drinking anymore and starting to deal with their feelings and emotions? Do you think the other person has to work on their stuff too? I say yes, and so does a lot of other people. There are people out there who will watch their significant others drown themselves in God knows what and think that, okay, this person's getting better, and now that they're better, the household could be better now, which is a crock of shit. Excuse my French. When a person is dealing with alcoholism or drugs or whatever they're into, he makes everyone sick around them. There's certain behaviors that everybody picks up, especially if there's children around to see this. Now, please keep in mind, this is just my experience and what I've seen through the years. If, like I mentioned, if you are with somebody and you're abusing alcohol and drugs and stuff and you're getting sober, you're going to need help and the other person's going to need help. Whether it's Al-Anon, whether it's adult children of alcoholics for them, family therapy, something needs to be done, because what happens is the alcoholic goes off, deals with their feelings, get better, and they come home to the same toxic environment, which makes the alcoholic have a harder time getting and staying sober. If you are new to recovery and you don't have anyone in your life, there's a few guidelines. Usually you don't want to make any big changes, whether it's a relationship or switching to a job or going to school or getting out of school, for about a year. For that, you want to focus on your recovery for about a year. You want to learn about a lot of things that you didn't know about yourself, because you're going to have to relearn how to have fun. You're going to have to relearn how to relax. You're going to have to learn to regulate your emotions. And you can't do that. Well, I mean, you could be in a relationship, but man, you're dragging somebody through the fucking mud if you just meet somebody and decide to be with them while you're figuring out all these things. Vice versa. If someone's just starting recovery and you start dating them, like Robin Williams would say, fuck, good luck. Now, here's another one that I'm kind of got some experience in that I don't like talking about, but I'm willing to share with you, is being in a relationship when both people are drinking and using. Now, you're basically holding each other for hostage. And, some people think that they can get well together and, quit together and get well together. And I've seen it being suggested at times that usually if two people have a huge problem, they need to be separated and go to rehab separately, because if one person slips, it's just going to make the other person slip. A good way of putting it that I heard was, when you are using and you're with someone else using and you're not dealing with your emotions and stuff, you're holding each other hostage. When I heard that made a lot of sense. What if both people are using or drinking and only one person wants to get sober? You got another thing going on. I've seen and heard and read situations where one person gets 6 months under their belt and the other person doesn't like it one damn bit because they're alone. They're drinking by themselves. The other person is not doing it anymore. and the other person pretty much lost their drinking or using buddy, that's also a huge problem that you want to keep in consideration. There are people that are in my life or were in my life that when I was drinking and using, I was constantly apologizing to. And then finally, when I got it together and I was able to deal with what I had to deal with, the word apology didn't mean shit to them, unfortunately. And I can't blame them. I could say sorry to some people and they're just like, whatever, dude, F off. That's where you need to make a living amends. The biggest relationship we gotta fix sometimes is a relationship with ourselves. And sometimes that's the hardest relationship to be brutally honest with. All right. Like and subscribe and share and comment and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next week, guys. All right. God bless. Bye-bye.